All right, we are going to be doing part 2, so continuing on from the last video, dealing with my Caena Adventure. So if you haven't seen the last one and you kind of want to know what's going on, I suggest to watch that one because you'll have somewhat of an idea of what I'm talking about. Not a full idea because I'm like, it's hard to articulate because of all the stuff I want to do versus just showing you. So you might be a little bit lost, but it's this little adventure I have. There's probably going to be like 80 something pages when I'm done. I did like 80 something drawings for this, and I'm doing 2 versions. We have the colored version, which is everything done that I did, and just the line art version. So it'll be 2 separate ones. So the idea is I would like to have them both be a physical copy. I was gonna do the print on demand situation, but the company I use, their books only go up to 20 pages. Not gonna work because it's not gonna make sense for me to break it up either. I mean, because the one thing I could do is just like do a week by week basis, but I think that's just kind of dumb. I'd rather just have it all in one book. So, and I can't purchase books at the moment. So maybe I would like to maybe eventually one day do like a whole sample. I think would be so much fun just to kind of have like a physical copy of it. Oh, there's so many things I want to do. So I don't know, that maybe I have to like look around and just kind of see different things. So because looking at some stuff, I think it's like $30 for like one book. So obviously if I was bulk buying, it might be a little bit different, but I'm not. But who knows, maybe in the future, maybe I could look at least one sample of each. Would be fun. But for now, my intention is to just make them digital downloads. It's just easier all the way around if I do that. So that's kind of where I'm at. You know, dreams for the future, things to work towards. So my intention for this whole video part, because I'm thinking I might do 4 videos for this, because I kind of want to focus on just the colored portion of this video. I think the third part will just be the line art version, because I still have to do all of that. That's going to be a whole nother situation. It'll be super easy and really quick to do because all the work's going to be already done. I just have to replace the drawings. Like literally, I'm just replacing the drawings. And that's it. And just making it all black and white. And the fourth part will probably just be putting up into the stores, like making the thumbnails I need. And just putting up in the stores and stuff. So, and then probably at some point, and maybe the fourth part will also be just going through like all the drawings, because again, there's 80 something drawings. Because I was like, do I want to show you just the finished drawings, or do I want to show you like each layers I did? So maybe I can show you one layer of each drawing, like one drawing like of each week and like the layers or something, just to kind of see what I did. It's probably what's gonna end up happening, because if not, it's a lot, and I'm like, I'm not doing all that. So for now, we're just gonna focus on doing the colored version. And I was like, how do I want to do this? Because obviously I don't want to record every single page. I'm not doing that. So I was like, oh, maybe what I could do, because there's 8 weeks in the book. So what I thought was maybe I could do 1 page each with you, like one of each different page per week is what I thought I could do. So now obviously the title and the kind of like intro page will probably be done last, because I'm not 100% yet on what I want to do for either one of those. So those will be done very last. But I thought like the interior pages we can go ahead and just do together. I do have a notes page kind of sitting here, but if I'm not gonna need it right now, not really much point, I guess, in me having it, because it's something that can just be easily added on, because it's just gonna be a blank page with notes at the top. That's all that it was supposed to be. I was only making it because it was gonna, like, if I did like a physical copy, go on the back of the drawings. So that way, like, specifically for the line art portion. So if you use markers for coloring, it's not gonna, you know, you have like the back page is empty, so it won't bleed on to the next page. Or well, I probably would. You could put like paper underneath it to kind of cover, but like on that back of the actual page with the drawing, it's not gonna affect anything. Like the notes page is there just to kind of write down notes you want to like do for that day, or just whatever randomness or sketches, whatever you want to do. But with a digital version, that doesn't matter because it's digital. And you can like type on it, you can print out whatever page you want, that kind of thing. So it does not matter at that point. So we're just gonna ignore that page. And if I ever do create it, then we'll have to just create a quick page because that's gonna be a whole nother thing. But since it's going on the back of one page, it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But that was kind of just my thought process. So how do I want to do this? But what's going to end up happening is that these pages are going to be very plain. Like, I had no intention of doing like any decorations on the page. It was just going to be like 3 lines of what you're doing that day, and then because like part of it is like you're going to accomplish your goals, like what do you want to focus on for the week, what habit are you trying to stick to if you have children, what chores do you want them doing, or what do you want them to learn that day, like 3 things, or just like stuff like that, or just like even for yourself, just here's what I want to focus on, these 3 important things today, and that's it, that kind of stuff. And just the notes was just like anything extra that had to get added on to accomplish a task or something. So that was kind of the idea. So that's why it's gonna be blank. So because I'm gonna have these egg nests pretty much. So it's gonna be the nest with 3 eggs where you actually write in your goals of what you're gonna do. The next page is gonna be like the actual like character drawing with. So the eggs are for like the entire week, encompassing the week. Like what 3 major things are you focusing on for that week, and the character pages are what 3 things are you going to accomplish today to complete the goals that you set, like the larger goals. So you have like 3 large goals, and then you have, is that 18 mini goals, 18 mini tasks, I think, because in day 7 is probably going to be a reflection of, did you accomplish this, what went wrong, what do you need to do for next week, or to carry over, you carry anything over, like that kind of stuff. So I'll probably put that in there too, just as like a reflections part, and that way these pages, because the whole point is these pages just copy and paste. So I can just duplicate, and then literally just, so once I do like the bulk of the work, which is the first week, once that's done, I'm just changing out the pictures. It's not going to be very difficult. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to focus on doing 1 of each page. And then I'm just going to finish off the rest of week 1 myself. And then we'll switch on to week 2 and so on. Because I'm pretty sure I can probably get her done, I want to say, because today's Saturday, it's the 6th, June 6th. I might be able to get her done by next weekend, if I can keep up with it. But I have other things I'm also doing. It's possible, I probably could. But if I can at least do 1 week a day, I would be good, because I can get it done next week. Oh, you know what? Okay, we might be fine. But, oh no, it'll take me 2 weeks, because I still gotta do the line art version. So that's gonna be a whole nother couple days, so I don't know, we'll see. It's just because I got a bunch of stuff going on in the background. And other things. So, I'm gonna stop talking, and we're gonna get into it. Okay, so I'm thinking this will be start of the egg nest. So I think I might call it weekly nest goals. So I think I did not add my little dots. Okay. I think that's fine. Okay. Right. So eggs. And this is just starting off. Obviously, stuff will probably change as I go. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I did this backwards. Okay, it's fine. So... I think that's fine. That way, if you want to do some extra stuff around it, you can. Okay, so I forgot. So I think what I actually want to do first is the... Oh, I don't know. because I have this map here. Okay, I don't know where I want that going yet, because this is the whole map of all the locations, because there's 8 of them. Not sure I want this to go yet. So let me duplicate this again. So that needs to go. So I have 2 intro pages that I need to do. Let me just go ahead and get rid of the egg, because that can go. And the map. Okay. So I think I have area 1, I think is what I want to do. So it's the plains. Okay. So this is going to be her like crossing a bridge, if you will. It'll make more sense when I do the other ones, because they'll have actual bridges attached of like the area we're at before and then the one you're going to now, like the new one coming up. The other question is, okay, so I can get them pretty big, so that's pretty good. Okay, so then I have kind of like a week, the week starting kind of thing. So these drawings you see here are literally just going to be the line art versions as well, which I've done already as I was doing these. I do not want to do these again. These were a mess. Okay, so we have... Oh, what do I want this to be? I don't even know. I don't, because it's supposed to be like the intro page, and then it's supposed to go into the nest goals as what's there. Because we have this. Or do I just say area 1, the plains? Ooh, I might just do that. Again, I can, if I come up with something better, I can change it later. I just think for now, we'll just do this. Because I want to have the bridges in there. That's the thing. But I don't want it to say like the bridge. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so now we're going into this part. So this is page 1 pretty much. So I'm going to get rid of this. This needs to be white. That can go... Actually, how do I want to do this? Okay, and that way you can check them off when you're done. So this is the start drawing pretty much. I love this one. I think she turned out so well. Okay, so now up here I need to put down write 3 tasks. Actually, write 2 Okay. So it's kind of just like you're just going on an adventure with a raptor. While she goes on, pretty much that's what it is. You're going on an adventure while along with a raptor who's going on her own. Because this is Caena, so she's actually one of my OCs. I didn't want it down that far. Bro. Ridiculous. I'm actually probably going to scooch this up a bit, to be honest. Ugh. Okay, so that's literally what the main pages are supposed to look like, is this. So that's why I'm like, it's not going to be that difficult, because it's just got her on her own. And as, like, because each week's a different area, so as we go, you'll see more. But that's kind of where it starts out at. So now that I have the basic pages, okay, I actually have to do 2 more with you. So let me move this down really quick. Because this one is her leaving the area completely. I might call it leaving the plains. And do it that way. There we go. Okay. I suppose this is kind of funny, but oh, what's done is done. Okay, so now this one is supposed to be... Is that what it is? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what? Nope. What was I doing? I'm wondering if day 6... No. Hold on. I think I messed up. Yes, I did. Okay. Nope, hold up. Because this is supposed to be day 7. Actually, I wonder if I should do this one. I don't know. I don't want to do that. So I think it's going to be something like this. Oh, you know what I could do? This could be the notes page. Hold on. Now that I think about it. Because I could leave this how it is. Yep. And then that way you've got... I don't want that. You just got the entire page to do whatever you want. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So, because that'll be what that is, essentially. And there. Okay. So I'm gonna stop this so I can get started on doing the rest of the other few days that I have. And then when you see me next here in a second for you, will be week 2. Good news, I managed to get the writing done for now. I'm just gonna kind of read it through with you, and then that way, if I come up with something else to add, I'll make a note of it and I'll just do it later. If not, then at least I have it there, and I have maybe a week or so I can kind of sit on it and then read it again and see if there's anything else I want to add or change to it. Also, why I'm doing this now, because we still have to do the border situation, which that will be soon. I gotta do the title page. I have to do these little bit of extras I want to do. They're not necessarily part of the book, but I want to add them as kind of like an add-on or something. I still gotta do the line art version, and then we can actually post them. So still a little bit left to do. The line art version I'm not that worried about, because it's literally not going to take me that long at all. I mean, it still might take about an hour or so, just because I gotta do fix the border stuff. If I keep the border stuff on there, I have to see how it looks, and then I'll have to change all the border stuff to line art stuff to kind of help match that. So we'll have to see how that goes. But at least for now, the writing is done. So it's one more thing I can at least get off with, and then just go back and check it later on. Because some of these images I might have to, I'm gonna have to fix them, but I can't do anything about them. I wasn't thinking about making them circular, because they're all just really weird looking, some of them. So now I know for next time, work on making them more circular or more square, one of the two, but just so that way they're a little more uniformed on all sides. They're not how they are now. And then with the tails or whatever, for whatever animal, we need to stay kind of a little more connected in versus sitting out, but it just makes sense for them to be out sometimes. I don't know. So it's just something for me to think about. But this is my first one. It's okay. I'm just having some fun. So for the little start page, the blurb page, I created this little adventure story to help us achieve goals, focus on tasks, or create good habits, all while Caena goes on her own adventure over her homeland. I might take that off. I might just keep Caena goes on her own adventure. I think would just make a lot more sense. I also didn't put a B in habits. There we go. Okay, some of this is going to be misspelled. Oh well. You have 8 weeks in 8 different areas. My idea on using this was to use the 3 eggs at the start of each new week to write 3 large goals to accomplish or habits to create for the week. The 6 pages during the week are for the 3 big tasks to focus on for the day to accomplish the overall week goals or habits. The 7th page is to reflect on what you did, accomplished, what needs to be worked on, or what is getting carried over to next week. You can use the extra space for notes or mini tasks to help. Use this for yourself. Use this for yourself, work, or to help your children gain a little responsibility. Caena can't wait to go on this adventure with you. I'm also seeing a lot of misspelled words, but that's okay. As I'm reading this, I'm So that's kind of the start of it, which I think is a good intro and kind of gives a quick explanation of what my intention was for this, so it's not super confusing, but again, it's one of these things where you can kind of do whatever you want to with it. So for area 1, I have the first area is where we take that leap we sometimes have to make the necessary to make the necessary changes for success. So for each of the areas, that's what I did, which I think is kind of nice, because it also kind of helps give a little prelude to what the new area is about. So for area 2 and the next area, we start feeling the heat of the first step we made, but have to push through it. That's when she's going into the desert, which I think kind of makes sense, because the heat and the pressure. Because when you start something new, it's always an adventure trying to figure it out. So for area 3, we have for the next area, we reach a little softer ground, but sometimes our struggles are still lurking. So that's in the jungle, and she's got the Venus, the huge trap, the plant trying to get after her and stuff. So there's that one. For area 4, the cave, we finally reach an area with a little bit of smooth sailing for now to take a deserved break. So this is where she's in the cave, it's dark, but then the turtle comes and she just gets on the turtle's back and it's just kind of floating through the water. So that one, and she's just admiring the cave and the little glow plants. And then for area 5, which is the actual water, we continue our rest a little in the next area, but the work is always lurking nearby. So that's when she's on the beach, but then like the plesiosaur comes and like tries to get her, so it kind of makes you like, oh, I gotta get back to work kind of thing. And the next area, we tread lightly around any potential problems or issues to make sure we keep moving forward. This is with in grasslands with the ankylosaur, where she's like trying to skirt around and make sure they don't like hit her with the tail and stuff, because obviously they're very dangerous and she's by herself. Hold on, I have to find it. I'll find it. So in area 7, she's going up the cliff with pterodactyl now. In the next area, we're back to trudging upward, trying to avoid anything that will take us backward. So it's kind of like when she's climbing up, the pterodactyl's like looking, but she's managed to like escape it. But then here comes another one like trying to get her, but it smashes into the cliff as she jumps over, kind of thing. And then she lands at her final destination. And then for the last area, it is in the final area, we can relax and celebrate our successes. So this is when she's hit the meadow. So she's kind of up there, the sun's going down. It's like peaceful and relaxing and stuff. So that's what I've done. I think it's good because it gives a nice little blurb about the area, and it kind of relates to almost kind of like stages of having to do certain things or like tasks to complete, whether it's personal, work, business, whatever it is. So I think it helps. Obviously, it might have to change some stuff, but that's also why I'm like, I kind of want to do border things because there's so much white space. It just looks bad. I think in my head, it looked better in my head, but I think because all the drawings are not like uniform, like a circle, it's just not working the way I was intending it to. So that's why I kind of want to just look on Canva, because I'm not drawing this stuff out. I'm not doing it. I might just look on Canva just for things that kind of work for what I need, but I'll just change the colors to match whatever's like background color wise to make it a little more cohesive. But that's where I'm at right now. And the cool thing is that with these elements and stuff, you can actually do that. You can actually change the colors of them, which is actually super cool with like some of the way they change colors. So that way it'll help, and I can make it a little bit more different. I might end up fading it some though, so it's not, because I don't want it competing with the drawing itself. I want it in the background where it needs to be. So I'll just fade it down some to kind of help with that. But that's the writing portion. So again, I'm glad it's done for now. So I'll sit on it for a while. And then when I'll have to go back, check it to make sure everything's right. Also, I did not number the pages. I don't think I'm going to. I just don't think it's necessary because it's like in order. You know, at least when you get it downloaded, it'll be in order. And some people might not even want to use all the pages. So I'm like, kind of rather than just not number label them. But I think it'll be fine. So that's where we're at right now. So pretty happy with it. And next step is the borders. All right. We are in week 2 of continuing little Caena's Adventure book. So what I've done since then is I have managed to go ahead and lay out all the pages for all the weeks. Currently sitting at 91 pages. So that means there's 88 pages of actual stuff. Because in 3 pages, you have the cover page, the explanation page, and then I did like the full map page. And that's assuming I put nothing else on there. So this is also why I can't make a full book, is because I'm sitting at 91 pages, and like just do like 80 pages is like $30 for a book. So I'm like, yeah, unless I just get myself a sample, which is still possible. I actually still might do it just to kind of have it, so we'll see. But yeah, so I laid out all the pages so that way we're prepared to go ahead and move on. And I did it now because I know that if I don't, in a little bit, it's going to get so confusing for me to have to lay out all the pages as we go. So I was like, let me just do it now, just so I have everything kind of done. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, I can just add it really quick and do what I have to. So another thing I added was on like the new area, when they have like the start of the drawing for the next area, I'm thinking about doing like a little blurb about it. I thought would be kind of fun just to kind of read it. Maybe like give a little bit of information about what's about to happen in it. Was an idea I had. I just kind of put writing some information. I didn't actually write anything yet. I think writing the information will be at the end of this video in particular, because then the next one we'll be doing the line art version, and then next video would probably be like actually like creating the posts and, well, not the post, but like the mock-ups for the pages, and then posting those is what would end up happening. So that won't happen until like way later. But also this week, because today's Friday. So pretty much this entire week, I've been doing a bunch of other stuff that I have been wanting to do. It's time consuming is the problem. So I have not touched this since the last time I saw you, whenever that was. Was that this weekend? I think it was. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday. So it's been almost a week since I touched this. No, that's a lie. Since I did it the other night, but you know what I mean. So I was like, you know what? It's early. It's 7 o'clock right now. I've been awake for like an hour-ish right now, doing other things. But I was like, well, let me see if I can get this done. Go ahead and get this knocked off so I can start working on some other stuff I want to do. Because it never stops. I always have things I need to do. And just to kind of get this part done, because this part with shredding out the drawings would not take me that long. I just gotta actually do it. So that is what we're about to do. And then we're gonna go ahead and do all the weeks so I can get them up and done. And then we're gonna move on. So you can kind of see down here how I have some extras. So we're just gonna start and see where we go. Oh, that's right. So I need this one. So this is gonna be area 2. And I did, yeah, so I also labeled them down here just to kind of help myself so I can know who is who. Okay, so this needs to go away. And again, I'm only gonna do like one of each page with you, and then I'm gonna stop, do the rest of the extra pages myself, and then come back. Just because I don't need to do everything with you, and I don't want to show you all the stuff just yet. I don't mind, just so that way later on I can kind of... So I'm really wondering if maybe I should put the blurb here instead of on the start. Because obviously this is going to have a lot of room because she's long. Like all the bridges that I did are long except for the first one because there's no little arms on it. So I'm wondering, that actually might be smarter for me to do the blurb there. That's probably what ended up happening. But again, that's not going to be at this moment. So, yeah. I think here is going to be better than here. Okay, so let me erase this. I'll put a little blurb. And I'll have to go back and do that first one too, which is fine. Okay. So now we're on the desert. Okay. It needs to go. Here's this. Yeah, just because like these drawings I did are just more suited. Because I want to fill the page up, you know, like I don't want to have a whole lot of like empty. I don't want a lot of white space. See? Okay. There. I'm also deleting these drawings as I go so I don't accidentally like do the same one twice, just to make it easier for myself. And that way I know what pages I still have to do down here. Okay, then we have this. I'm also going to make sure when I go back and do these that these egg nests are as big as I can get. Specifically here, obviously here it's not a problem, but I guess this leaves a little bit of writing space, so I might move it down. Like if people just want to add stuff here maybe. So we'll see. Okay, that can go. The other trick is when I do these now is I have to remember exactly what order they're supposed to be done in. I think for the most part I uploaded them in the correct order, but you never know sometimes. So this is gonna go away. So this should be the first one, I'm pretty sure. I technically could leave her like that. Maybe. I mean, it still fills it up. I might end up pulling them down though. I'm wondering if, you know what, maybe I should number them. Actually, I might number them too. I might do that on my own though, so I don't have to bore you with that. I think that would be good to make it like an actual book, you know? So I might number them, pull them down. That's probably good though, to leave it like that. I don't know. That's also why I'm trying to get this done now, so that way I can give it, because I'll finish these up next week, and then that way I can give it like a week and then come back to it. Is kind of my intention. Okay, that's fine as I've changed. This does though. Like this, I might end up naming that something else. I don't know. But I'm also wondering if I want to decorate the edges some. Ugh. Especially because there's just a lot of white space. Man, I don't know what I want to do. I might end up decorating the edges too. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, but that's the end of this one. So hang on a second and I'll come back so we can do part 3. All right, now we're moving on to round 3. So, excuse me. That needs to go. So now we got the jungle. I don't know if I want to have the bridges like leading off the page. I guess that would kind of make sense, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let's go. Jungle. Delete. Okay. Then that. Need this. This was kind of a fun one to do because I have like fire. It's so all of them are gonna be dark because it's nighttime, and I thought that would be kind of fun to do. But this was also just fun because I have like little fireflies and then this like plant that eats, you know, the fly trap, I suppose. And I got an alligator, and there's also a little dragonfly. I was having some fun with this one. I was like, oh, these are cute. So I had to keep putting them, at least the plant and like everything. I just thought it was fun. So that one's now, I need, should be this. Her walking through. Okay. Hold on, I gotta delete really quick. I've got multiple drawings now. I'm sitting here and I'm like, didn't I already do that one? Okay. So skipping all these. Just going to this one. And it should be that one. There we go. And then Caena is gonna attack the plants. And there's a little dragonfly. So he's not on every page, but he's in a couple of them. He's just kind of floating around. So this one was pretty fun to do because she's, getting ready to attack the plants, because why not? But that was fun. All right, now we're going to move on to week 4. Moving on to week 4, we have, I think I called it the caves. I'm pretty sure is what I've called it. So now this one actually is dark inside because it's a cave, but yes, I do have some lighting. I also think, like, I'll show you I think this kind of turned out the coolest, like, color-wise, because the way I had to do it. So I was actually pretty happy color-wise with these. Obviously, I didn't color them dark. It was just when I do the digital portion, I make them dark by lowering, like, the lighting and everything. But, like, tell me that does not look good. Especially her, like, I'm specifically over her is what I'm, like, the happiest about versus everything else. She just turned out so good. And I'm like, oh, my little Caena. Yeah, I'm considering about maybe putting some decorations like around the very edges or something, but I would only do anything that I see that would kind of work with what I have here, is what I have in mind. I think just to kind of give it a little oomph, I think would be nice for it. But that is an idea that I have. So I'll have to see if I actually end up doing that. Let's see. But I thought maybe I could just to help it. I feel like, because if not, it's I guess too plain for what it is, or what it's supposed to be. I don't know. I'd have to, like, play around with it some more and see what I end up doing. That can go. I don't know. Just an idea I had. So now we got the sun starting to come up is what's going on here. So I'm not gonna lie, some of these I don't realize are lopsided because when I draw, I have the paper sitting at like 180, so it's not straight up, it's like literally horizontal, or mostly, because that's how I draw and like write and stuff. I can't do it where the paper is straight up and down, like vertical. I can't, like, it's awkward. So I have to have it turned. So some of this stuff is like at an angle and it's not supposed to be, but I can't help it. Okay, anyway, moving on to week 5. So I thought I pushed record. Turns out I didn't. So now we're gonna do this week over again because I was just done and then my phone turned off and I was like, what happened? Didn't record. Anyway, so week 5 is the Watchers. So we're dealing with a little, like, plesiosaur, elasmosaurus, whatever you want it to be, kind of thing. What we have going on. So, kind of fun. Maybe kind of gives a more dangerous kind of feeling, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. But anyway, this one, I love this one. This was definitely me at the end of this. Because I'm just sitting here, like, looking at all these drawings. And I'm like, I can't believe I sat here and made every single one of these. Because it was a lot. It took a long time. And I got 11 more of these to do. So I got 12 characters, so I'm doing for all 12 characters. I thought would be kind of fun. Because all of them they'll have the same general, like, layout anyway. But they'll all still be different because it's different characters, different adventures. So it's kind of just like you can switch it up and stuff. So I thought that would be fun. I was also saying that now I'm wondering, because of this, because that's just a lot of space so I don't cut off her tail, is I'm wondering if I should put some type of blurb here about, like, leaving, about, like, a recap of the adventure, just, like, asking a question or something. I know that's what the reflection page is for, but that's just kind of like you, like, recapping your week, like, what were you able to do, what couldn't you do, what are you bringing on to the next week, kind of thing. And maybe, are you going to stick with the same stuff, or are you going to do something different? So I might have to look at doing that. But we're going to move on now and go into week 6. All right, on to area 6. So this one's what I call it, the grasslands, I think, is what, yeah. That's what this one is. So this one, we're going to be dealing with some ankylosaur, which I thought was kind of fun. I don't know, I just thought it, and I was like, yeah, let's just do it, why not? It'd be kind of interesting to have, like, some, like, a little bit interaction, I guess. Kind of. I mean, she is a predator, but even, like, she knows, like, they're a little dangerous to be dealing with. But I feel like having some of the tension there is kind of good. Just like, are they going to attack her or not? Because I know what she is. So just kind of fun. Why? Also, picking some of these colors out for some of these like background things is actually kind of fun. Just to do something like a little bit different with them. Definitely interesting. But again, because I didn't write down the colors, which was my bad, it was hard to kind of match them back up. So I had to, like, the best I can. Ugh. So, lesson learned, next time I'm just going to write down the colors I used for everything. I don't know if I'll label it, but I can at least write down what was used for here or something, and then I'll know based upon what the color looks like what it goes to. So, I don't know, that's me. But moving on to number 7. On to week 7, we have the cliffs. So this one is dealing with some pterodactyl. Because again, I thought it would be fun. Just a tiny bit of danger, nothing crazy. Obviously, this is not correct sizing. It's just the way I was doing it. I just thought it was fun. A lot of this, I'm like, oh, this is just fun. It's just for pure fun. Because why not? This. And there is going to be some color change happening here because I don't know if it kind of come across this way, but because of the last area specifically, the sun was supposed to be going down. So you'll kind of see her change color a little bit. And that's what it's from. Okay, this is what... man. I think that looks a little more normal. It's a little straighter. Ugh, gosh. Should be this one. So now we have her climbing up with a bored look on her face. She is not very happy. I wouldn't be either. Hiking is not for me. Okay. The last one. Okay. Did I not rename this? What am I doing? I just want to label them. I just want to label them so that way eventually when I'm looking back, then I can easily find whatever I'm looking for. Okay, there's that one. So now on to the last area. So for area 8, my intention, well, not my intention, what I did was, I'm calling it like the meadows, I think. So for this, the sun's going down. That's why when I eventually go back and show you the cliffs drawings, you'll see she's like turning pink. This is why, because the sun's also going down. So this should be almost kind of like a dreamy area, I think, color-wise, background. It reminds me of like Dream, like a dream or something. So the way it looks, which is fine. It's also the end, so I feel like it's also appropriate for it because it's just the last part and you're finished, I guess. Well, you know, for at least this round, whatever it is that you were doing. So it's like even Caena's taking a break, you know, like she knows that it's the end. This. And I put fireflies in this one as well. Okay. And we have the last part. I'm also seeing I did not label those, so I'll do those on my own. Because, I don't know. This might end up being something else. I wonder if I should put like finish or something. Because you can see Caena's celebrating that she's made it. So we might end up changing that. But yay, okay. So the majority of that work is now done, which is good. So I just want to get these done. It didn't take me that long. It took me like less than an hour to do, which I kind of figured. It was still like long enough, but not like hours and hours, which I kind of figured. As a whole, yes, but this was months in the making, so now I'm almost done. But the next part now for me to do is the writing part and the border elements. I think I am going to do it just to fill in certain white spaces. So obviously a lot of the pages are going to be different even if they're in the same week because the different drawings take up a different amount of space. So I'm just going to pick elements that work in that area and just fill in certain white space, but I might fade it out so it's not super, so it's not competing with the drawing itself. It's just adding minor touches around it. And then I'll do the same thing whenever I do the line art version, but it'll just be like line art drawings, again, faded out, is what I'm thinking of. So now for the next clip, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go ahead and do it all writing myself off camera, so I'm not having to like sit here and struggle bust it on camera, because it's just not going to be very fun if I do that for anyone. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back, probably read it through with you, because I'm sure I'll either come up with something else that I want to add or change something as what will end up happening, or I'll think about something else. I'm like, oh, I need to add that, is what I'll end up doing. And then probably for the last part of this video will be the elements to add to the borders. That's what's going to happen. And then this video will be done. And then we'll move on to the line art video, but that'll be next. And then, so I'll have at least one more video of this little series. So I'll have 4 videos total. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just trying to think about how I want to do certain things, because there's some stuff I'm going to show you that I'm going to do as like add-ons, so they're not going to be necessarily part of the book, but I made them kind of to go along with the book, I guess. But it'll just be kind of like, if you want it, you can add on to it. If not, you can either get them separately or whatever you want to do. You can mix and match. I don't really care, but I have different options. So anyway, I'm just going to finish up adding on the rest of her drawings, knocking this off of my list for this week. And then next week, I'm going to try and finish up at least this portion. I actually might even try and go ahead and just do the line art portion as well, just because, again, at that point, all I'm doing is just changing out the colored versions for the line art versions. So it shouldn't be that difficult or take me, I mean, it's going to take me so at least a while, again, probably about an hour to do. Not a huge deal, but I at least just want to do that with you, so it'll still take me a couple minutes. But I am going to have to also find line work of the border elements again, just to kind of add on to there. Anyway, so that's it for this portion. So for me, it's going to be a couple days before I come back to this. For you, a second. So hold tight. So we're supposed to be doing the border right now, but I have made a decision because I've been thinking about it. I don't think I'm gonna do a border, only because the drawings are so different in sizes. Some of them it would work, others it wouldn't, like if it worked at all, because it might be like too much on the page. And I want the main focus to be on Caena. I don't want it on everything else. So I don't think I'm gonna do a border. Plus, if I do it for the colored version, I have to do it for line art version, and for line art, I probably won't even get anywhere near the same thing that I had for the colored version, so I'm like, it's probably just better if I just don't do it at this point. What I'll do is put like a little blurb, I think on like the intro page, like at the bottom, just kind of like stating like you can decorate it your own way, you can draw it, write on it, write down Caena's thoughts on the page, you can doodle it, make your own background, whatever you want to do. I think is what I'm going to do instead, so if people actually want to like decorate it, they can, and I don't have to worry about it, because what I'll probably end up doing is later on, is I will probably go back and see if I can resize some of them if I can and if I need it. Some of them are like as max as what they're going to get, which is fine. Others, they all might be at max is the problem, just because of the size wise. So, but that's just what it was. Again, I wasn't thinking about this the first time, but now that I am, I'm like, okay. So next time, when I'm doing the next one, I kind of have more of an idea if I need to make the drawings like more formal, like either like in a somewhat of a circles, probably will end up happening, not a square, just a circle, so it kind of fits a little bit nicely and there's still border edges. It's probably what I end up doing. That's my thought process on that one. So I have this big ruler right here. It's a 17-inch one, so I just hit it. So what we're gonna do as a final step for the colored version, before we move on to line art, is we just have to do the title page now, because I have not done that yet. So when that is done, this will be done, at least this video will be done, and we'll move on to the next part, which is the line art version, which the line art will be super quick. I'm just going to split them up just because it kind of makes sense. But that video will be probably way shorter because it's not going to take me very long. Which I'm fine with. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay to have a short video every now and then while I prepare for more. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that might not be the next one, because I have some other stuff I want to do. I might do the other things first, and then, because then some of the stuff that I want to do next, I can actually include in the line art video, because that line art video is going to be like 10 minutes long, 10-15, which I know is probably fine, but it's going to be kind of boring, because I'm literally just replacing the drawings. So I think I will do a second part to that one, so there will be more in that one. So I think I might do what I was gonna do in this next one next. Okay, so I'll change it up. You'll see what I mean when I get there. I just want to do this one by itself just because it's such a lot. It's a lot going on. So I'll do the line art one. The line art will be in 2 videos within 2 videos. So the next one won't be the next one. It'll be the one after this. After the next one, because the next one's now going to be something else that I can now bring onto a part 2 in the line art video, because it'll make sense because it's all line art. I don't want to say too much right now until I actually do it, just because. So I think that's what I'll do. It'll be fine. Oh, well, I guess I can say it. If you watch the first part, I made some, when I was doing like the intro for the whole Caena idea, at the very end I included a video of me making like a bookmark print type of thing. So it's involving those. So the next video will be about those bookmark prints, because there's a couple things I want to do with them. And then the one after that, when I do the line art version of the actual adventure, I will include the line art version of the bookmarks to finish them off. So I can kind of just have a nice little line art video. So that's why I want to separate the prints though, because this one's already long enough. It's just a lot in this one. And I'll make the prints a separate one, because in the next one, line art version will be somewhat similar to what I'll do for the prints. But I could just include it in the line art. So that's what I'll probably end up doing. This will make sense when I actually get it out. Then it'll make sense. Just right now, it was just very confusing. Anyway, I need to stop stalling because I have a whole bunch of other things I still have to do. This is all I'm recording for today, though, because I got off of work. But tomorrow, I gotta record more things that I have to finish up for another video. And I gotta work on some other stuff tonight and tomorrow. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that y'all have not seen yet. Anyway, let's read this title. I think I know what drawing I want to use, so let me get you turned around here. Okay, this is where we are with the video. I'm really hoping I don't knock over this. Alright, anyway, so this is gonna go away, because I don't need that. Actually, ooh, hold on, you know what? I wonder, I could probably, let me just put Arlethea here. I think I'll just make the writing black. Oh, why is there a 1 there? I don't want that there. Don't want that. Just move that down some. Okay, that can go away, these can go away, and so can that. I don't, for this, I kind of just want Caena. Adventure. But, so. Okay, I guess that's in the center. Oh, that makes it look centered now. Okay, I promise. Now it's centered. It just looked funny because it was like too far over here. And I was like, why? Because like this did not look like it was centered, but it's because it was pushed over. So now it's actually centered. Okay. I think I just want Caena. Maybe I could do like, I think I want to put like colored version, and then I could do line art version, but colored goal setting. I might do colored goal setting. Well, because I want like line art goals, but I might just do goal setting. And then maybe down here I could put colored version. I think would make sense. And again, I can always change this if I really want to. Oh, am I moving you? Yes, I am. Hold on. I'm doing this one-handed so my hand doesn't get in the way. So I might end up on these wires. This is not a good setup through here. Okay. Now let me just do, if I can spell, that'd be great. Nope. Okay. Maybe, but the drawing I want to do is this one. Ooh. Let me bring it there. That's not what I wanted, because I gotta move this over so I can see where I'm dragging her. So that was this was the one that I was kind of thinking of just putting her here, because this is actually, of all the drawings I did, this is actually one of my favorites of her. I just think color-wise, everything just turned out really well. So I kind of want to leave it like this, but I'm thinking maybe if I can do a gradient. I don't want that one though. Let me see. Let me. I want orange though. Ew, that's not gonna work. So I wonder if I do very pale. Oh, I don't like it. Oh no. If I really wanted to be extra. See, I kind of want to do something with this. That's the problem. Ugh. I mean, that one looks kind of nice. It's just because I want her to stand out. I mean, I guess it kind of does. I don't want everything looking like that, though. That's too much. I guess this is fine. I almost wish I could... I might just have to go for lighter, though. I mean, she still stands out, I think. I think it still looks fine. I mean, again, I can change it back to white if I change my mind. It's also why I want to do this now, so that way next week, when I'm pretty much working on the line art, which is what I'm hoping I can do, is do the line art along with the bookmarks. I actually get all this pretty much done next week, minus just uploading it. Is I want to give myself time to kind of go back and review everything and change what I think needs to get changed to make sure it's all okay. So this is kind of what I have in mind, because I do want the colored version. I just don't know if I need goal setting. Should I do plan? It's not really a planner. I could do 8-week goal setting maybe. Here. Just want to make this a little smaller though. 8-week goal setting. Maybe. Oh, that's definitely not. Oh, something's not right now. Bruh. OMG. I don't want... That still does not look okay. I mean, I guess that's okay for now. Again, I can go back and change it. So I think what I'll do is I'll run through, go ahead and show you all 91. Yes, that's 91 drawings. And just show you everything I did. And then that way we can move on to doing the... well, so this video's done. And then the next video will be actually just doing the bookmark / print things. Is what I do, because they're die cut prints is what they're gonna be, or at least that's my intention. That way I can either offer them as a bundle, or you can just buy them separately. Like if you don't want everything, you just want like one or the other or whatever, it's completely fine. You can mix and match. I don't really care. So that's what my plan is. So yeah, I guess I'll show you really quick, and then I'll just end this video. I'll end this video and move on to the next part. Oh yeah, I also forgot. I also want to start recording certain content. I have ideas for this. I also got to do that next week too to get that prepared, so I can start uploading that as well. So it's about to be a whole adventure. Anyway, so here's the title. There's the writing page. It's blah blah blah. You can pause it if you want to read that. I know. Here's the full map. Again, I might end up changing this. I think I might keep this here. I think it kind of makes sense, but now I'm like, do I want to put this as the last page? I think that might be the last page. It's kind of like a whole roundabout. Could you start here and then, well, this goes this way, and then we're just kind of working our way. I thought it was kind of fun to kind of like fit like a puzzle. So here is that one. So then we go, keep on going. The egg nest, which I might need to mess with. And then there's that one again. So her first step, pretty much. That one. Oh yeah, this is all the planes, by the way. That's what we're starting off with. Her running. That one. This one. This is just like the reflection page. So now we're leaving the plains. Heading to the desert. There's the cover page. Or the cover. Yeah, I guess the cover page. Her nest with this little lizard dude, which I think is cute. Her coming in. The glaring sun. Finding shade, and then there's a lizard. Also, that's his tail, so it was kind of like she ate him. I don't know if that'll register or it might not, but I thought that was kind of funny. Because she doesn't like being made fun of. There she is, waking up. And then we see the desert here, because now it's nighttime. Reflection. Leaving the desert, because she's dying. The jungle, so we're going to the jungle now. There's that. The egg nest. That's why I'm like looking back. I'm surprised. I'm like amazed at myself that I did all this. It's kind of crazy. There's that one. There's this. This. That. And this with a crocodile coming up. Go to a cave. Reflection. Leaving the jungle. Heading to the cave. This one's probably gonna be the darkest because she's in the cave, but lighting wise, like I think it turned out really good lighting wise. There's that one. That's what I mean, because it's like dark, but then it's still kind of light, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of perfect. There's that. I have so much fun with the digital aspect sometimes. Like it's just a joy at times, especially when it works. I'm like, oh, it's so good. This might be a little much, but it's alright. See, this was another one I'm like super happy with how it turned out. Because you can still see her stuff, but she's like highlighted just like perfectly. I just love it. It just turned out so nice. There's her exiting. Reflection. Now we're heading to the water with our elasmosaur. Oh, that's right. Also, on all of these, I've been putting my little blurb. Oh, I think I already said this with the little blurbs. That was me by the end of this. The nest. We're heading on the beach. Her finding some clamshells to eat. Eating the shells. That might be a little too bright, but the sun's also coming up at this point, and it's kind of like pointed at her, so I think it's kind of fair. Then we have the elasmosaur. Trying to take a chunk out of her. And her getting away with her tongue sticking out. Reflection. And nana nana boo boo. And then we have going in with the ankylosaurus. And we're in the grasslands now is what I called them. So there's that. Egg. Here coming in. Hearing some movement. Then we see the ankylo. I also think this turned out nicely with her little S shape here. Like this is what I mean was I was not thinking when I did this, but it was just at the time when I was drawing it, I was like, here, let me cut some stuff off. But now obviously looking back, I'm like, I have space. But not everything's like that. So it's here walking through. And then, so she's left them, but now she sees her next area. So now we're going to go climb up the cliffs. Also, I think overall, the way the lighting hit here turned out nice too. It's kind of dark, but then back here it's far away, which I think kind of worked. So then we're on to reflections. Now we have leaving the grasslands. So you have an Kylo just kind of staring at her, and she's like, meh. And then now we're going on to the cliffs with the pterodactyls and the little baby Kylo over there. So then we have this one where they're getting ready to square off. Nest. Caena going up, looking absolutely bored because she's got to climb. Same. And then she kind of hits the first pterodactyl. She sneaks under him as he looks away. But then here comes the next one. And then smashes as she jumps because she's quick. Lands to the final area. So then we have reflections. This is her kind of like dancing away, being a little brat that she is. So this is the meadows. So this is kind of like also the sun going down. So then her just kind of enjoying the moment. So then you got the eggs. So her walking through. Just kind of admiring the peace and the wind. You know, relaxation with the little fireflies and such. Enjoying the tree. She's kind of just chilling at this point. And then we have her seeing like the everything below. Could I have done this better? Yes, but she's also far away and she's supposed to be the main focus. Then we have final reflection and the last page. Yay. So that's kind of how everything turned out. Overall, I'm really happy with it. Again, this is my first book, and if anything, like if someone suggests something or some people want to make changes or later on as I make more of them, I can come back and just add what's necessary. It's not like it's a huge problem. Color-wise, it's not going to be the same because I don't remember what I used. So now when I do these next calendar or these next adventures, I'm going to write down the colors I use so I can make sure I match because a lot of this I was guessing. I will say I'm close enough though that it's very hard to notice any differences, so I did really well with that. But yeah, yay. Okay, so this part's now done. So now the next part will be working on the die cut prints that I created. So stay tuned for that and that'll be next. Yay. So thank you for watching this part and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.